Professional Wrestling Alliance is now on the CW. Download the CW app today or stream at thecw.com and catch up on past seasons of NWA Power with new content just around the corner. Experience wrestling as it's meant to be. It's the NWA on the CW.
On March 2nd, the National Wrestling Alliance returns to Dothan, Alabama for Hard Times. Don't be a nut. Get your tickets now at NWALiveEvents.com.
Well, hello, you beautiful people. This is Gary Hort, and this is the NWA
StreamYard, baby.
Oh boy, I tell you what, we were legitimately talking right before the show, and then all of a sudden,
some recording error popped up, and we were like, "What do we do? What do we do? Let's all log out, log back in. Did it fix the problem?" Had Gary redo the whole damn thing. Thank you, Gary, for thinking so fast and acted upon that. Fantastical. But here's what I do know. This may not have gone off as perfectly as planned, but tomorrow, CW, NWA Power, Tuesday, you're going to be able to experience that, folks. So just ignore us. Have some fun. This isn't the real deal. This isn't the seriousness. Seriousness comes tomorrow.
The CW's already got it together, so that's not you're not gonna have to rely.
Gary doesn't
on
run
me.
the CW, folks.
Right?
No. I don't blame him though.
NWA Power on the CW, and that's coming up tomorrow. And they drop early, right, Joe? They drop
9 a.m. Eastern. That's not like our thing. That's just CW. Whenever a new thing pops up on their streaming platform, it's going to go up at 9. So whether it's us or one of the other millions of shows that they have on there. So no more 6:05. You don't need to wait. You can start watching, as soon as you get to work, put your headphones in your laptop and pretend to work while enjoying, 48 minutes of incredible wrestling, which includes that man there defending the 10 pounds of gold in the ultimate match of death.
Also, that early drop comes in handy tomorrow because William Patrick Corrigan, NWA president, NWA owner, Smashing Pumpkins own, is going to be on Busted Open tomorrow at around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So he's going to get to talk to you all about it dropping.
He's going to have a great time.
Wow. And in fact, if you're at work and doing it and you just want to leave it running just over and over again, just play it on repeat, that'd be cool too. You can do that. Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat right now. Let's just get this out of the way. Brand new episodes of NWA Power will be airing exclusively on CW. Go to CWTV.com, download the app, stream it from the comfort of your own home. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how it's going to be doing.
Also a link you can put in the browser. Like if you don't want to download an app to your phone, you can just go to the browser link. It's on all of our
Works fantastic. And YouTube, obviously, we're going to still have content here and there. But if you're looking for Power is going to be, as it happens, new episodes coming Tuesdays on CW, streaming exclusively. New Power, streaming exclusively on CW. I just want to put that to rest once and for all. People keep asking us. Putting it out there. I'm going to keep on saying it because I want to make sure everybody hears it. And as far as other things, we are working on trying to make sure that people outside the U.S. get to enjoy it as well. But that's still in the works, ladies and gentlemen. When you make a TV deal,
we're working as fast as we can. That's all I can say.
Yep.
Not up to us.
Joe, do you have a Roku?
I do.
So it does work on streaming devices like Roku?
It works on Roku, Apple TV, your Fire Stick, a URL. I think there's a couple of smart TV platforms that don't have CW yet, but they all have an internet browser within them. So if you really want to watch it, if you got like an 85-inch TV that for some reason doesn't work with the CW app, there's like 1 or 2 brands that doesn't work with it. But they still have a browser, and you could just, like, most of them have a voice to text thing, and it'll pop up.
And I could tell you that I'm bald. I don't go to a barber, but Joe Galli goes to a barber, and there's a TV at his barber shop. Joe actually was watching old episodes of Power at his barber shop on the TV.
And not only that, it was a great way to kind of see what the reaction from somebody who just came there for a haircut, and then all of a sudden there's wrestling playing, and they're like, "What's this?" And I got to tell them about it, and bam.
Would you like to tell the audience who was the person that stood out to people that were non-wrestling fans?
Oh, that would be Max the Impaler. Max the Impaler was definitely they were big fans of them. So yeah, I mean, how could you not
see? I could see Max standing out. Yeah,
yeah, no kidding.
Max has a unique personality. Speaking of unique personalities, we've NWA Power's got a lot of big stuff happening. Of course, we just mentioned the ultimate match of death, but that's not the only title on the line. There's 3 titles on the line on NWA Power this week. Tomorrow night, now, you got the tag team titles, of course, but some may say, most importantly, the World Women's Championship is on the line. And Kenzie Paige has faced a few challengers now since defeating Camille for that honor. But has she got her biggest challenge yet ahead of her in La Princesa Tiffany Nieves? And she's going to join us just 1 second. I have a clip here from this past few weeks in Fort Lauderdale. We were there, and Billy Corgan did a Q&A and was asked who he would sign if he could sign anybody. And he had this to say, and I thought this was interesting.
I will slightly brag here in that we've just signed Tiffany Nieves, who's wrestling tonight, and I think Tiffany will be a big star. And you know, and I say this respectfully, including to Ruth, who's on the stage. I hope one day that the NWA is as big as all the other big companies. If the NWA becomes part of a bigger journey, I'm totally cool with that, because that becomes part of what the NWA is about, which is about taking talents who maybe don't necessarily fit perfectly into somebody else's system, create their own brand, create their own mystique, and so when those opportunities come, well then hopefully if it's right for them and their family, you know what I mean, then it's the right decision. And if they grow with the NWA, great, or if they go on to bigger and better things in the situation that we're in now, that's cool too. So thank you. So for somebody like Tiffany and somebody like Ruthie, that's how I look at it is can we work together to create a star? And if that's to the benefit of the NWA, and then in return a benefit to somebody like Ruthie, great. And if at the end of the day, Ruthie Tiffany outgrows the situation to where there's a bigger and better opportunity, I don't see how that's necessarily a bad thing for the NWA.
So a lot to unpack there, I guess, in that clip. But the most important thing is just talking about, like, in the position that the NWA is in now, Billy Corgan has to look at who he sees as a future huge star in the wrestling business as a whole. And he answered that question immediately when someone asked that it was La Princesa Tiffany Nieves. And I'm not gonna waste anybody's time, Kyle.
I was going to say, are we going to bring up the fact that she pulled a little bit of big league there, signed her contracts, and if you want to sign this contract, I got to get a world title shot.
Well, we're going to ask her about that because she is here with us right now.
Hey, crown and all, look at that.
Say Beetlejuice 3 times and I'll pop up. La Princesa Tiffany Nieves is here.
The sequel's coming out soon, so that's very particular that you just brought it up. Great movie is that. Also, I love the background you have there. A little bit of everything going on with you. Look at you. You got everything. You should appreciate yourself because you deserve. You are in a position now tomorrow night, possibly winning the NWA World Women's Championship. You signed the contract. You signed the deal. You got what you wanted in return. Quid pro quo. Not in the bad way, though. Anything could happen. How you feeling? Huge opportunity.
I feel so excited. Billy knew exactly what he was doing. As you can see from that clip, he sees a star in Tiffany Nieves, La Princesa. You know, when Kenzie Paige actually started with the NWA, she wasn't a star. She wasn't even a champion. And that's the difference between Kenzie Paige and I. Although I have less experience, I am still the best at everything. I came into this division a star. So I'm definitely going to climb to the top. I'm going to put Kenzie Paige in the most jeopardy she has ever been since facing Camille for that title tomorrow night.
I respect your confidence. I think that's very important. To be a champion, you have to think like a champion, to put yourself in the position to be a champion. However, one does have to ask the question, with all of this pride on the line, all of this big talk, if you're not successful tomorrow night, that's kind of a damper already off the bat. People would be like,
damper? I mean, who else has signed a contract and immediately gets a championship match? I am a champion. I'm a title holder elsewhere. So it is of La Princesa to hold royalty. I'm telling you, I'm going to put Kenzie Paige in the most jeopardy she's ever been. I'm going to put her in my royal seat. She's going to have no choice but to do everything possible to try to get out, because I am leaving the champion of NWA, the women's champion of NWA. In fact, she's had that title for 243 days. That's right. I've been counting. You know what that means? She's had it long enough. Her time is ticking.
You know, I was with her earlier this week. We were doing a little media tour in Dothan, and you know what? Honestly, I think we should have brought you.
I
have brought
you know what? Are you just
might have sold more tickets?
I saw the pictures, and you know, I still show you love, but I definitely was curious why, you know, I didn't come. I mean, the people need to see the newest star. And I want to say something. If Kenzie Paige is tuned in, watch your back, because your little kingdom that you've created is going to crumble. Let's give out scenarios, right? She's in Pretty Empowered, right? La Princesa is a team of her own. I saw she didn't have Pretty Empowered with her. I was curious to why. She has the NWA Women's Title Championship. Do you think Ella Envy doesn't want that? I mean, it's in her name, Ella Envy. You don't think if she had the opportunity for the women's championship title, she wouldn't go for it? What do you think about Kylie? You think they're just going to sit there and wait for Kenzie Paige to be done with it? What happens, metaphorically speaking, if the girls, Pretty Empowered, one by one, start losing their titles? You think they're just going to wait their turn? So, Kenzie Paige, you made a huge mistake bringing family and friends into the business with you. And pretty soon, one by one, they're going to start coming for you. But by then, the title will already be mine.
So you're going to do her a favor by dethroning her. You're going to save her the heartache of having her own family and friends come after her title.
I mean,
doing a favor.
Made a stupid mistake by becoming. What I'm telling you is I am not scared of Pretty Empowered. That dynasty isn't even solid.
You know, you mentioned that you're a champion elsewhere, and as of late, Joe and I have been doing a lot of talking with other companies and whatnot. You're welcome to share where you're champion and stuff like that.
Well, thank you. That's one of the best perks of NWA. Let me tell you, they literally scout talent from all over. And honestly, one of our NWA has a record of women champions, and Thunder Rosa was actually one of them that I look up to. So this title actually has to do with Mission Pro. I am the women's champion there. Thank you so much.
San Antonio, baby.
That's right. Texas,
yes, in Texas as well. And
right.
It wasn't long ago that I was also the OVW Women's Champion, and I was also a champion in Florida as well, holding the tag team titles for Shine. So
the Princesa is a belt collector. Kenzie better be worried, because she's going to add another one to that collection on NWA Power. I'm scared for Kenzie. I like Kenzie as a person, but I'm scared for her.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, you just got to go by facts. And when I put her in my royal seat, I mean, no one has been able to come out of my royal seat. No one at all. So I'm telling you, the jeopardy she's about to be in and not having her girls ringside, I will be the new NWA Women's Champion.
Spitting facts right there.
I don't give up either. I don't give up. I am a survivor, and I'll kick anyone's. I don't want to curse on the stream, but
that's very nice
of you,
because
we eventually
drop a lot when I get fired up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm a lady and I'm a princess, okay?
Yeah.
So I'll just give them the get it, got it, bueno.
Yeah, future world champion got to set the example. Unlike Kyle, who's just some gutter rat.
I'm a piece of garbage.
Yeah,
I'm just
we
here
all
for
know that, Kyle.
In fact, I'm trying to get the rub. I'm trying to become classier by having La Princesa on here. I figured maybe I could learn some social skills now. One day I could be a champion. Let's face it, that's never going to happen. But still, I am jealous of you because you've got the youth, the ability, the skill, the championship heritage now of somebody who always the looks
charisma.
too. I mean, I don't think you could pull this look off, but still.
I believe the kids call that the Riz.
Believe it or not, I
don't know what that is.
Off and I've looked great with no hair. That's a whole nother story, though.
Whoa. Well, Tiffany, you're coming in with a lot of confidence in it, and I definitely appreciate that. And you're very, very good in the ring, and I look forward to the match tomorrow. The people that don't know you really well, that are seeing you for the first time in the National Wrestling Alliance, I wanted to give them a chance to know a little bit more about you. I mean, there's a bunch of questions I could ask. One of them right now, I saw somebody talking about fellow Boricua in the Bronx. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing terrible.
You tried,
at that.
brother.
No, you're doing great.
Too hard to be cool, dude.
Okay?
I can help my ours.
I thought it was just your wrestling gear, but I'm noticing right now it's Puerto Rico is represented even on your current clothes. How big of a deal is that heritage for you?
It's such a big deal. My grandparents, my parents come from there, and I love to represent. It's not just you.
Oh no!
Oh no, we lost her.
What's happened?
I think someone with the Puerto Rican government just hacked into the stream here.
No way! It must be Kenzie. I'm talking a lot of smack.
Kenzie sabotaged the stream.
Yeah, she
That
hacked
is
her
so
or what?
funny. What I was saying is I'm so proud of my culture. Although I come from the Bronx, New York, my grandmother raised me. Both my grandparents raised me. Of course, my mother and dad did, but they played a huge influence in why I have this attitude, this charisma, this courage, and every bone of my body. The culture of Puerto Rico is why I do this, and I'm so happy to represent just a fraction of them.
I used to live in New York. I lived at Rego Park in Queens for about a year. And I could tell you that being from up north and everything like that, anybody who could survive in New York is someone who you don't want to mess with because they've seen it all, they've done it all, and they're dealing with a melting pot of human beings. So literally you could throw her anywhere in the world. She's going to be like, nah, I dealt with that already.
Yeah.
So, big respect.
And I that's what I'm saying. I have something that a lot of people do not bring to the table at NWA. I come from New York. I come from this rough background where I had to learn street smart very quickly. And I made a joke earlier how I've been bald and had to rock it before. I'm a cancer survivor. I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I had that at 17 years old, and I beat that. And that's a huge part of why I am La Princesa Tiffany Nieves, who never quits and is the best at everything. I know how to find beauty in all. And even that triumph was a part of my story. And when I become champion, I can't wait to inspire everyone, whether they hate me or love me. La Princesa is here to stay, no matter what.
I thank you for being open with things like that. I did not know that. And I'm always a big fan and advocate of, this podcast. We all are in the professional wrestling industry and stuff, but it's always nice to get kind of the human side of things. And that's amazing that you've had that. And who would have thought me making a joke about being bald would be the catalyst for you opening up about that?
You have to laugh about it. I'm a good looking bald girl. Send me pictures. We can put it on the throwback, but you challenged me. And I don't like a challenge. You said, good luck rocking your style. Well, I did it, done it, and bueno.
I'm worried for Kenzie Paige tomorrow night now. The more we're talking, the more I'm realizing, you're not someone to be messed with.
We get the surface.
She needs to do a hair versus hair match, and then when Kyle loses, you shave his face.
I look like a big
I'm doing him a favor. Every guy should be trimming their face. I need more.
I trim this. I just look like a bald baby otherwise. So what I'm hearing right now is that tomorrow night could change the entire face of the National Wrestling Alliance. Kenzie Paige should be looking out because it is time for a new NWA World Women's Champion to start the new era of NWA Power on CW. Folks, that's Tuesdays, CWTV.com, or download the app. That's a transition. Joe, step right in here before I say something I shouldn't about something.
I think
and the best news is you don't have to wait till 6, right?
Yeah.
I can stay up all night and wait till it's 6 and watch this match, right?
Yeah, that's one thing we love about the CW too. And here's the other thing that people don't realize with this transition to the CW, the files that we're able, this is getting a little technical here, the files that we're able to upload to the CW actually exceed what YouTube's capability is. So you're getting it in 4K, 8K, all the Ks, which is what you need when you're looking at the beautiful La Princesa Tiffany Nieves.
Gracias. I agree with that. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You don't have to be at home. You can be at work. You can be in the bathroom break. You can be in your car. You can be doing it driving. Because when I win the title, everything's going to stop. But make sure you're somewhere where you can scream really loud. That's all I ask.
Fantastic.
I'm going to bring this back for the people in the chat that are wrestling fans and they don't want to hear about the CW behind the scenes. I'm just kidding, Joe. I am curious for a girl like you, Tiffany, with your upbringing, and I'm gonna ask the generic interviewer person question because I don't know this. Why wrestling? Why did you do this?
I always watched wrestling growing up, and the best way to say it is at a young age, I didn't have the opportunities. I grew up very poor. I'm just gonna be honest. La Princesa doesn't like to talk about it because I'm so rich, wealthy, and beautiful now. But growing up, I wasn't always rich and wealthy. I was always beautiful. And my parents couldn't put me in everything that I wanted to be involved with. You know, I wanted to be a stunt woman. I wanted to be the first woman to play in the Yankees because God forbid you don't love the Yankees being in New York, right? I wanted to do it all. And there was no funds for me to learn to do it all. And it wasn't until I got sick that I realized life is too short. And although my parents did their best, La Princesa needed La Princesa to be the best at everything. So when I beat cancer, I promised myself that I would be the best at everything no matter what. Money wouldn't get in the way. It would come my way. And that's exactly what happened. And the first thing I decided to do was sign up for wrestling school. And of course, you know, 8 weeks here and there later, here I am, a star, 2.5 years into the business. Who is hungry like me? I don't think there's anyone.
Growing up, who were some of the individuals that you kind of looked at in wrestling and said, like, I wish when I'm older I was that person?
Oh my
that you want
gosh,
to emulate?
well, I gotta be honest. So I went to Catholic school. So
it happens.
Me too.
I was so censored, right? So seeing like Trish Stratus, I never seen. She looks so good. She was someone I really looked up to, but Mickey James was one of them. Shawn Michaels, huge fan. I had a huge crush on him. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I think I loved his confidence. And I was a huge John Cena fan. I have to mention Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio because they come from the Latin culture. So I really loved what they were doing. That's a combo of the people that inspired me, that I felt like I could relate to. And then I say Trish Stratus because, you know, her in-ring work is great. But I kind of liked her sexiness because going to Catholic school, you did not see that. So they all offered something to the table that I felt like I either wanted to be or I could relate to.
I'm a little worried because I know Joe very well. And knowing that you both went to Catholic school, I could just imagine what you're like off camera right now. Now I'm just going to blame Catholic school for everything.
I'm like that on camera now, too. Don't you worry.
Let me go get my rosary real quick.
Just tune in to CW to see more, baby.
Joe, that's not a rosary, but I hope you cleaned
different beads? Oh,
yeah.
Well, speaking of people to look up to, I got to ask this one too. You're sporting the Mission Pro title, and obviously one of the people that's heavily involved with Mission Pro Wrestling is former NWA World Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. How has she been influential on your career as well? Like, what's that relationship like?
Absolutely. I mean, actually, I'm taking up La Princesa Tiffany Nieves is taking a flight this week, Wednesday, and we're going to get some training in. We're going to do some publicity. You'll actually may see me on Busted Open very soon, Friday, as I saw Billy was. She's very helpful. I mean, she can relate to many aspects of how difficult it is as a woman, as a Hispanic, and in coming from not always having it, you know, and then I think she started later in life, kind of like me, you know. I didn't get into this business at 14. I'm not a second generation wrestler. I don't have it in the family. So yeah, of course, she's played a huge influence. And I want to also say, since we're speaking of that, former champion as well, Jazz. She runs the women's division right now. I met Jazz at Mission Pro. She was my agent, and she plays a huge part still currently in a huge effect in my wrestling. And the fact that she is at NWA, I told Billy, where do I sign? She's played a huge influence as well for me.
We trust Jazz very much as far as her eye for talent and everything else. Also, being a huge ECW fan, I just, the fact that I get to work with Jazz whenever we have shows is still mind-blowing to me.
Absolutely. She played a part in me, you know, me seeking into NWA. I told her I'm a superstar. You guys need me. And she showed me the direction. and how to make it happen. So I have to shout her out and tell her gracias.
Speaking of some individuals backstage that agent and help out, another New York gentleman up there, Homicide. Do you have any history with Homicide? I just associate everybody in the New York area that wrestlers must have had something.
There's only 7 million people that live there, Kyle.
No, but wrestling's not that big.
Homicide and I have never crossed paths till NWA, and it could be because he's from the rougher side, and I'm La Princesa. What Homicide's money look like? I have money.
He did just text me earlier tonight about some financial stuff, and I have to be honest, it was a riddle. So I don't know what his money looks like.
Listen, I'll roll a Homicide. He could be my security. I need him. You know what I mean? He's bad to the bone. But I'm a one-woman team, so yeah, I haven't made connections with him. I'll tell you that. I've seen him at NWA. We all show each other love, especially when you're from New York. So unless you're from Buffalo, New York. I'm so sorry for watching.
It's not real New York.
Come on,
it's not real New York.
It's Canada.
Yeah, exactly. You're Canadian at that point. Yeah, don't tell me anything. Thank you. We're all in agreement. I love that.
Yeah, it's not legit. Buffalo, New York's its own little entity. I'm really impressed with how appreciative you seem to be in the position, not only be a professional wrestler, to be successful and have opportunities and everything like that. Sometimes it does blow my mind that I'll be talking to people, and this is one of those dumb things where adults start doing this. I got old at some point in time, and I've been in wrestling for, it's been like 15, 16 years at this point. Wow. And I look back and I think, oh man, people really need to appreciate how cool this is. Like, take photos, talk to people. You are getting the opportunity to meet people that you watched and grew up and wanted to do the thing that they do. And it's always impressive to me when I talk to somebody who kind of gets that aspect of it. Like, I'm doing something cool that I never thought I'd be able to do. And here I am living my dream. So I might as well just take it for all it's worth. And I don't lose that, please, no matter what.
I really wish I was in wrestling when they have, please correct me. It's been a long day for La Princesa. What was that event that Mickie James hosted that was all women?
Empower.
It was Empower. Okay, I thought so. I just didn't want to be
NWA 73.
When
the night before
that. I'm going to tell you, NWA is so awesome with whom they work with, what they allow, and how they let so much talent give them a platform to be a superstar is incredible to me. So many great women in the business were showcased that day. And, I was just a trainee at that time, and I was just so wishing and hoping to get to NWA as soon as possible. So it's really neat that a full circle moment happened. If I may mention, she just joined on with OVW right now. And it's incredible. I watched her on TV. Like I said, Mickie James is one of the people. And I'm just glad that I can learn from her and now bring that talent to the NWA. And I'm so excited. I have a combo of people that I'm learning from that have been either, like Billy said, if you're currently there or been through NWA, that NWA stands to have the eye for talent. So it's so amazing.
It is wild how many people that you're around right now. You're already a fantastic wrestler, and then here you are, and you're surrounded by all of these legends that are helping build you into the next superstar. That's just, I don't know, it seems like a crazy time in wrestling in general, but that's just cool for you. Like, it feels like just being around all those people. I don't know.
It feels crazy. And then I remember every hard time I went through, it was not given to me. So I'm proud of myself. And, if I seem a little egotistical or self-centered, man, I deserve to be. And I'm going to leave it there. If someone got a problem with it, they can take a royal seat. And I'll show you guys what that is tomorrow night when I do it to Kenzie.
Take that strap.
Boom.
Well, could we be looking at the next NWA World Women's Champion?
Yes.
Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll right now. Yes.
Gary, how do we take a poll? Is there a thing you could pop up on the chat?
We've already had technical difficulties.
Let's not push it.
Hey, I have a question. Isn't Deals usually in this? Where is he? Didn't he know La Princesa was in the
Deals is on location right now. And what that location is, only he knows.
It's international waters.
Because I watch this weekly. And I'm so entertained,
Oh.
The weird thing is when Deals isn't here, typically he really is in international waters. That's not even us joking. He's like on cruises and stuff. It's weird.
You got the clip, Gary, or we weren't able to get that. That might have
no. I've got the clip. I just
let's
what a segue.
Danny Deals, Danny W Deals, Triple D, the Machine. I know I had to make my presence felt. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch the show. I'm out on the Atlantic Ocean right now, cutting deals. Here's what I'm going to do too. Since we're going to debut on the CW on the 6th tonight, use code DEALS CDUB, CDUB, one word, Gary, put it at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I know I shot it the wrong way. Whatever. What do you want me to do? I'm on the ocean. 26% off for 2.6. Look at that. Look at me. What am I doing? All right. Anyway, let me get back to it.
Well, there you go. And it's at the bottom of the screen, Danny.
I feel so much better. It's like he was with us now. That is amazing. I'm laughing so hard. So he did want to send his regards. How kind of him. And a code. I love that. Discount code. I love that.
He could have made it like Tiffany or something like that. That was
You know what? Let's not get into it. I'm trying to be thankful, humble, grateful. You know, he could have done a lot of things. He could have wore my shirt with my face on it, but it is what it is.
Well, give it time. I'm sure there'll be a T-shirt in your future with NWA logo on the sleeve and everything.
Of course.
Well, especially if tomorrow night you win the NWA World Women's Championship. That's just gonna confidence again. I'm jealous of that confidence.
Let's just ask, where do I go once I get the title? I'm curious. I guess I just defend it now.
Anywhere you want.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, is there somebody? What's that?
Japan would be dope.
Japan.
Yeah. Japan,
England,
Mexico.
England. It's a world title.
Is there somebody in the NWA you'd love to be in the ring with? Since you've been here, I know you and Ruthie have developed kind of a little feud with each other, but other than her.
She's a rising star. We both came from South Florida training, so I'm familiar with her. Couldn't wait to face her. I would say someone I want in the ring with me, but not against me, maybe with me. Could you blame me? Is Max the Impaler?
Yeah.
Max the
I'll do whatever
Impaler's-
I need to handle Max Impaler. Let me tell you that.
You know,
that is.
I think the first thing on Max's horizon is Mims with the TV title there. What's going to happen with that? That's future episodes coming up.
Stay occupied. Let me worry about Kenzie, and you stay in your lane, Max. Okay.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh, you were I was going to say confident, but now I'm thinking a little unhinged to be throwing out challenges to Max.
I'm very confident. She just is very and I'm and I just don't want any of that on my
I think I understand
that, Gary. When we upload it to Instagram, make sure to put captions on that.
I don't want on my because there's some and I'm like
you'll get
I'm
it.
not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yeah,
I will share. I've had the chance. And Billy's fully aware, we are working with Exodus Pro. I'm sure some are familiar with. And Exodus Pro, I've had the opportunity to work some NWA talent, Missa Kate. And I defeated her. What does that say about me already? As you can see, in the past, I've defeated Ruthie J. What does that say about me? I had a match against Markova, and I won and remained my title is all that you need to know. So I'm already ahead on this roster here at NWA. If anyone had any doubt, hopefully you now know Tiffany Nieves. Well, you know what? La Princesa Tiffany Nieves will be champion.
I have the perfect way of putting those doubters at ease. Have them tune in tomorrow, NWA Power, when you dethrone the current NWA World Women's Champion, Kenzie Paige. See, I said when that time, not if.
Remember, 243 days, Kenzie. That means your time is running out. We're tired. It's my turn now.
Man, people that know math just never understand.
That's just counting, Kyle.
That's math. That's math.
That's math for you? Oh, geez.
Tiffany, thank you so much for taking time out with us today. We appreciate you being here, and we look forward to seeing you and Kenzie. It's one of my most anticipated matches for sure. I can't wait to see that one tomorrow.
And I'll have my people get with your people so you guys can send me a congratulations package when I become champion.
I'm sending you flowers, girl.
Yes.
Yeah. And chocolates.
I'm looking around for things to send.
Chocolates? No, I have to keep my figure. Do you want
Okay,
me to
good
break
point.
out?
I'll
Get
eat the
right?
chocolate then.
I was waiting for you to tell us
Roses,
you're allergic or
money,
something.
Gift cards. Come on, get it together.
You got it.
Thank
You got it. Amazon. Get everything
Ready?
you want.
Everyone together. Get it? Got it?
Got it.
Bueno.
Bueno. Get it, got it, bueno. God, now I'm learning other
it.
languages. This is a rough night for me.
Well, before you get ahead of yourself, I'll let you continue, and I'll definitely can't wait to celebrate with everyone tomorrow. Download the CW app now. It's free. No excuses. Mwah. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for your time.
Tiffany. All right.
Look at
Well,
that.
there is.
I just became a huge Tiffany fan, by the way. I already liked her, but now I'm a huge fan of the person as well. That's why I love this show, is having these conversations that when we're at the events, we don't have time all the time to have conversations. We're busy calling the action or saying things in a microphone or just being handsome. Gary, I'm trying to point to you, but there we go. Getting stuff for the social team. There we go. Right there. So these great moments. I think she's got the opportunity tomorrow night to make history, and I know I'm going to be tuning in. The question is, are you going to? There's no reason
You
not
got to. NWA Power on the CW tomorrow. Do it. You got to be there. It's going to drop right in the morning. You could be the first to see if Tiffany becomes the new champion, if EC3 can survive the ultimate match of death, if Jack Stane and Tim Storm can defeat Blunt Force Trauma and win the World Tag Team titles. That's another match that's coming up here. I meant to throw up the graphics as I said all
world
that.
champs, baby.
Look at that. 2 former world heavyweight champions taking on the tag team champions. And we got Kenzie Paige and Tiffany Nieves. And of course, the ultimate match of death.
Viewer discretion is advised. I'm sorry. Viewer discretion advised. These guys are going to do crazy stuff. I don't even know.
It is. They're not kidding. They're going at it. Like it's going to be.
My concern is, what a way to introduce ourselves to the CW with new content. Hey, by the way, ultimate match of death. This isn't going to be something that's going to be like, hey, oh no, they were talking about it in the chat. Never mind. Just made a connection in my head. You're going to have to see this one, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in to find out.
Kyle, if I remember correctly, it's the ultimate match of death, but there's also 10
pounds of gold weapons.
That's like true. One big brick of gold.
I mean,
someone with that. Tables,
chairs, doors, other things. I've seen the packing list of what these gentlemen requested. The fun thing is neither man knew what the other requested going into this match. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, this is gold. They could use this.
It's also pointy. That could be used as one heck of a... You see my local Emmy, folks? Yeah. This could be a weapon.
This is what we call the hard way in the business, gentlemen. Oh, right there.
Thank you, Axel. I'm sorry that it came to that, but I appreciate that while we're figuring out things, you're doing that. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I wanted to say I've been in talks like trying to get a code, but there's a VPN company just if you're interested in privacy for yourself, for your loved ones. Proton VPN has a free option for their VPN service. Just FYI.
I saw recommendations in the chat here. Somebody recommended free Wi-Fi as a tag team. Folks, you know how expensive it is to fly somebody from Japan? Just put that out there. Otherwise,
especially to get them to, especially to get them all the way for. Yeah, I was about to say all the way to Dothan, Alabama for Hard Times 2024 on March the 2nd.
Oh yeah,
can you guys make that happen?
Well, maybe
it's a pretty stacked card. I've looked at the amount of talent that's going to be on that show and on some theoretical matches. We're waiting on Power to find out just what matches and lineups are really going to be taking place there. So tune in to find out as it happens. We're going to find out ourselves. But ladies and gentlemen, Hard Times is going to be a television taping for CW. So if you can't be there live and in person, you'll get to enjoy the program and the matches as they happen later on CW. But I just got to be honest with you. It's such a packed. Are you waving money?
What is he doing?
Just this? Oh, that just happens to be some of the revenue that we brought in from our weekend in Dothan selling tickets and 8x10. Look at this, baby. Yeah.
Follow the NWA socials. Joe got a lot of great footage. Yeah, there are a lot of radio spots and
I'll have
stuff.
to
There's going to be a lot
deposit.
more
Tell
footage
K-
coming out from that.
Kyle, tell KV it's coming.
Oh yeah, I'll let
Yeah.
the finance team know that
Yeah.
Joe's coming with a pocket full of cash.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little tease from Dothan, Joe's weekend in Dothan.
About coming to the Civic Center, getting good seats, and seeing you guys and what you actually do in the ring from about 50 feet away. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah. You want to hear that meat slapping.
Yeah.
You want to hear, those big boys just throwing each other down, those girls just getting violent. That's if you want to see some destruction in Dothan, you come down to the Civic Center on March 2nd.
That's a good selling point right there. And Kenzie will be there. And Kenzie, I think the female faction of wrestling has come so far, and it's so much more, to me at least. It seems like it's so much more physical than it used to be. What y'all are doing in the ring now is really, really amazing to watch. And you grew up and in the business, so I think you could probably attest to that.
Yeah, it's all about how much freedom the women have got, and now we're allowed to show what we can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not fillers anymore. We're going out there just like Sal said, and we're beating the hell out of each other, because that we all signed up for the same thing, right? We're all wrestlers.
Yeah.
So now that we get to show that, I feel like a lot of people are starting to see how mainstream women's wrestling can be.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
That was from our friends at 99.7 The Wolf FM, the sports network.
I'm going to be on the morning show.
Owl, not a wolf, but okay.
What? I howled like a,
it's a wolf. Wolf, like those are different noises.
I howled like a wolf. I'm hungry.
Wolf,
the wolf.
Wolf. WOOF.
Oh, like a dog. Like what? Oh.
Yeah. To be fair, I would not have guessed that it would be the wolf.
I didn't know the call letters for the top sports radio station, actually the top radio station in all of Delta. I tell you, we went everywhere and everybody came up to us and they said that they either saw us on the TV or they heard us with Lance Griffin on 99.7 WOOF, the Wolf, because we did 2 spots on there in the morning drive time and also the lunchtime crew there. And man, I mean, we've got a whole bunch of different videos and a whole bunch of different content that we got in Dothan. And for people who are visiting that town for the first time, because I know there's some people that are watching right now, and they're going to be in the chat and they're saying, I got my tickets. I can't wait to come. I've never been to the town. This has so much history when it comes to professional wrestling. This is a town where Austin Idol beat Ric Flair. Don't you want to come and experience some of that history?
If it just wasn't for that over-the-top rope disqualification, he would have been a world champion.
He could be a world champion right there. It's also a peanut capital of Alabama. There's so many. They have like 48 of these giant peanuts all over town that have different signs on them and stuff. You could take pictures. You make a whole day of that too.
Sal and I will be taking photos with those.
Oh,
everywhere.
There's nuts everywhere, baby. There's just nuts all over the place. You can rub right on them. It's amazing. And not only that, we got to break some news while we were in Dothan, and I don't know if we've really talked about it here on the podcast, but we know, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, so correct me if I'm wrong, that in Dothan, Alabama, we are bringing a steel cage.
I wrote it in the chat right there because somebody asked about it. They said ladder match or steel cage. I want to see it. I said, I know for a fact that we have obtained a cage, because there will be a cage match in Dothan. Now, the parties have not signed their names on the dotted line yet. That remains to be seen. But there will be a cage match in Dothan, Alabama.
The whole time I was there, ever since Thrill Billy heard it, he's like, I'm going in that cage. I'm going to get in there with EC3, and I'm going to kill him. That's all he was saying that to everybody. He was walking.
I don't get his fascination with EC3 right now. Like, here's the thing. Matt Cardona could beat EC3 tomorrow night on Power. And then what is it? Thrillbilly's just going to be like, I still want EC3.
Maybe he just wants to kill a guy in the cage. Maybe he's got heat with him. I don't know.
Did something happen?
I think for Thrillbilly, EC3 is the one that got away. You know, EC3's had a dominant run, but he has faced EC3 before, don't forget, for the national title, and he couldn't get it done against EC3 for the national title.
Look at that history lesson right there.
Title right after, right after that match, EC3 put down the national title for a shot at the world's title. So I think Thrillbilly feels like he's got to go through EC3.
Took it to the moon, has elevated that championship in his own right. And
AT's in the chat, baby.
There it is. Yeah, he would. He would kill him.
It's my favorite member of the Southern
Probably
Six.
also lose his wallet in the course of doing that, so he would definitely kill him.
Did we ever tell the story about us in Australia and Thrillbilly coming into the gym when we were in the gym and be like, Kyle Davis, I want to roll around with you, and immediately grabbed me. And I realized this man could do anything he wants to me. I'm not nowhere near strong enough to stop him. He has skills. He knows leverage. He's got power. And that's it.
He's
You're
not
only
NWA
strong.
national champion. And in high school, he was the state champion.
I said, you're not only strong, but you seem to know what you're doing. And he goes, Kyle Davis, when somebody knows martial arts and how to manipulate the human body, it's an insult. Just say that they're strong. He was offended that I was complimenting him because he had so much skill. He didn't want to rely on strength. That's a scary man. What was that? But I got my bag. What did you laugh at?
He lost his phone in an Uber in Brisbane, which I forgot, I think.
Oh, what a problem.
I remembered all the things that forgot. I'd remember everything in the world.
Oh.
Can I just share real quick? I got a drunk phone call in the middle of the night over the weekend from Joe Galli. Joe Galli wasn't drunk. No, instead I get the voicemail and it is Thrillbilly screaming, Kyle Davis, they've taken us. They've taken us. They're going to behead Joe Galli because he's a journalist. Kyle. And he's like, Kyle, ignore this. And he's just.
I don't know what part of Alabama he thought we were in.
And by the way, Alex Taylor was on legal drugs. He had torn his shoulder and was on the green whistle. Hence why his finisher is called the green whistle.
Patrick bringing up Hulk Hogan in the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It wasn't that one. It was which one was it, Joe? We were just looking at this.
It was an NWA championship, but it wasn't the World Championship. It was another one. Someone posted it, and I think we double checked it, and it's verified that he had some other NWA championship. Yeah,
I gotta look that up and remember.
And I do believe someone also said, and I don't know if this is true, but Andre the Giant's first match in America was in Dothan, Alabama.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, look at these fun Dothan fun facts that maybe we can use later on. Hey, speaking of fun facts, I don't want to leave this show tonight without issuing a huge congratulations to the Galli family. If you didn't see online.
Yeah, baby.
Due to arrive August 2024.
The promo photo of his baby?
There it is.
And not only that, we did a very fun gender reveal sort of game that we played with Shelby's family last night. I made a little video of it. It's on all my socials. Thank you for your fetus Galli there.
That's promos that can be sold at the event.
That will be available at Hard Times if you wish to purchase it. I will sign it on behalf of my
get it autographed.
Which we now know the gender of the child. I don't spoil it here on the podcast because you got to watch the video. It's on my TikTok. It's on my Instagram. It's everywhere you go. Go find it on there. It's on my socials. You'll enjoy it. It's a fun video. And I think I hope it inspires other people that want to do gender reveals. That hey, here's a fun and simple way to do it where you don't have to start a forest fire.
I could say a line here that my friend told me in high school when I was in a situation where somebody was a child, and he said, "Kyle, I'm going to let you know this: if you have a son, you have one penis you have to worry about. If you have a daughter, you got to worry about the rest of the world's." Stuck with me to this day.
Or they could be gay. Who knows?
Still.
Who knows?
Kyle.
Still.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle is just...
This was in 1998. This was 1998. It was a different world.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You know who's not problematic? Who might end up in a steel cage?
Please tell us.
We'll rub up against peanuts and Dothan for sure.
I bet this person is problematic.
Probably.
All right. Well, it's time for a moment of Sal before we get out of here.
Emptiness is not really empty. Emptiness is everything. The everything is just yet to manifest. And whether you're a Brenda or a Brad, a Felicia or a Fred, one day you too can be filled. Follow me?
That felt very on point about like what we were just talking about.
That he's going to fill people?
No, I was thinking more like a Brad or a Brenda or whatever the hell he said, like the gender reveal type of thing. Anyway.
All right.
I was really worried when he started panning because I know a Sal story from last week where literally somebody died in his arms, not to bring the room down. So I was like, oh my God, is he going to put a promo about this? Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Wow. I know the story.
I was hoping it'd be a story of like, oh, Sal one time did that and then he pulled his wiener out. And I was like, that was just fun.
No. Sal goes, do you know that I subconsciously know CPR? And I go, what? And he goes, yeah. So he tells me this whole story and he goes, I went into mode, call this person, call that person, chest compressions, boom, 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 boom. Took my shirt off, put it under their head to make sure that when they were having their thing, like nothing happened. And I said, so you saved their life? And he goes, I mean, just because I know how to do it doesn't mean I was effective.
Maybe he doesn't know how to do it. I
was thinking that. Yeah. Is Sal a cult leader now? I could go either way, but I could tell you that if anybody becomes well-respected by Father Jim Mitchell, that's usually a sign that something's gone horribly wrong in their life. And Sinister Minister now has a lot of faith in salvation. So just putting that out there.
All right. Before we go, though.
What do you got there, baby?
Let's do just a little bit main event predictions. I've got a main event prediction that I've had behind me this whole time. I want to know if anybody noticed. For tomorrow at NWA Power on the CW. It's happening again. It's happening
Matt
again.
Cardona. Predicting Matt Cardona is the victor after the Ultimate.
It is Matt.
Is there a reason why Matt Cardona did not appear in a major wrestling event? Could it be because he was waiting to win the NWA title? Folks, you'd have to tune in to find out.
The king of the death match. But he's facing the Overman.
Because he is over, man. But
he hates Dothan, Alabama. If you listen to Thrillbilly, he says EC3 says he hates Dothan, Alabama.
Could the world championship reign of EC3 tomorrow night actually be over, man?
I have my own prediction.
What is happening right now?
Oh, no, he's wearing it. He's wearing the shirt. That's a cool shirt, by the way. That's available. Shirt. We're not doing the crawl anymore, but it's whatever the promo code was.
Guys, I don't got anything for either guy here right now. It was so planned.
You can get this shirt right now, and it'll still be relevant after tomorrow. That's my prediction. Nobody can stop the Overman.
I was going to get like a Gambit figurine and like try to... I'm the only one for Cardona.
Another prediction for EC3.
Cardona as champ is boom.
I agree with you, but at the end of the day, I gotta go with the weirdness because I'm not a normal human being, and either is EC3. So I'm voting for EC3.
Call him Aaron Burr because he's dropping Hamiltons. Boom,
boom. There you go.
That's a history joke.
That's a Broadway joke, I thought.
Yeah, I know it's both. It's both.
It is
I
both.
think it's a Lonely Island joke.
It is a Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
Yeah. It's the chronic Coals of Narnia.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That was their first big thing that they had that got airtime.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here. If Cardona takes it, you should get him on the show and show him a clip of this last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Book it, Gary. Book it.
Yeah.
It's your show, Gary.
Book it. Yep. We'll book it. All right. Well, that's it for tonight, I think. Check out that code down at the bottom. That's good for tonight. Deals, C-Dub, 26% off tonight. He's saying that because you got to go to the CWTV.com. You can watch it right there on that site or download it in your favorite app store, whether it be Roku, Amazon, Apple TV. You want it on iOS or Android. It's all over the place. Get that because tomorrow you're going to see the ultimate match of death. You're going to see Tiffany Nieves, if she's right, with the World Women's Championship, and you're going to find out who the World Tag Team Champions
and
are.
not only that, Gary, as soon as that's over, well, not as soon as it's over, but pretty close after it releases at 9 a.m. Eastern. At 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, our friends at Busted Open are having the one, the only William Patrick Corrigan on air to talk about the CW deal and everything that's going on with the NWA. He'll probably also talk about music because he's doing a lot of music right now. So a lot of stuff there. If you're a Billy Corgan fan, an NWA fan, you want to watch Power and then tune in to our friends Dave LaGreca and the whole gang at Busted Open at 11:30.
Beautiful. Well, now
Boom.
All right.
What is this?
Well, thank you everybody for being here. We appreciate you understanding the week off, and we're back, and this will keep going, and we're excited for this new season on the CW. Let us know what you think. You know, all our socials, they're right there, and just hit us up. Tell us what you thought, if your predictions were correct.
Why did the boss send us the dates for possible Worlds
I don't know
of
why he
Empire
sent it
again?
twice. I was going to wait till we weren't live anymore to have this conversation with you. But yes, I don't know why he sent it twice.
I threw me off too. Anyway, moving on. Hi.
All right, we're leaving. Thanks, everybody. Until next time.